being, some kind of a being actually manifesting, and it'd be good to.
Well, these
to
lights have been
like
seen
that.
since before the white man came in that area. The Indians, their legend is that these are spirits that are fallen warriors, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's lots been going on there for many, many hundreds of years, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely could be. That could be some kind of a magnetic anomaly there that opens the door between dimensions, and when things are just right, they can actually appear on this level, to where we can see them.
Yeah, they're very similar. The few times I've seen these lights they're very similar to what I've seen here on Mount Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a plasma gas look to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had I mentioned earlier we had Dr. Sala here, and he was at the base where they shut down the missile, and he was here and saw this object up there on the mountain. It was moving all over the mountain, and he said it was very long and kind of cylindrical and bright, kind of a greenish tint to it. It covered a huge area of the mountain and was moving, from the very top of the mountain all the way down very, very quickly. And we were looking at the area that it was traversing, and, they would have had to go over sheer lava cliffs and areas where there's just massive lava boulders. And, this is an area where there are no vehicles. It's a wilderness area. You cannot take any vehicle up there whatsoever. And there's no roads, and there's no way you could get a vehicle up there. I mean, these are sheer cliffs and snow fields that are very, very steep, and I don't see how you could get any kind of a vehicle up there.
Yeah, that's the same with Brown Mountain. The terrain is so rugged that you can't get vehicles on the side of it or on the top of it.
Yeah,
it's got a very
and I've been up there.
thin spine.
I've gone up there to this area, and some of these areas you look down, and they have the signs, from the Forest Service, and there'll be like 6 signs on a tree telling you, where to go, what to camp, where to camp, things like that. And you look down, and, you're standing on top of maybe, 30 or 40 feet of snow easily. And, you look down at the bottom of this tree, and you go, oh, my God, this is, and there's no way, there are definitely no roads up there. There's no way you could, even a snowcat, I think you couldn't take it over lava cliffs, and the terrain is just so, it would just tear it to pieces in no time.
Yeah, the green cylinder lights is what I've been seeing up there, and you can see joints with them, and when I've seen those, I recall some of the videotape I've seen on TV of some of the things like that around the world.
Yeah.
They're almost
we're getting pictures. Yeah, we're getting metallic craft, pictures of these metallic craft with a 45-degree angled antenna on top of them. And then I was looking at other photographs in Spain, and they have the exact same pictures. And I saw some in Mexico, and these craft are exactly the same, and they have this 45-degree antenna on them. And so there is some group has these. I don't think they're ours, because they're kind of non-physical. Basically, they flip in and out from being physical to non-physical. But they're definitely in our dimension. They are physical, or they can be physical, and they definitely look metallic.
Yeah, that reminds me of one of the sightings I saw here just east of here, probably around 10 miles over near the Klickitat River. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was a metallic object, very silvery, very chrome. The shape was spherical as far as I could tell, but definitely not an aircraft and definitely not anything I've seen before.
Mm-hmm. I know Sala, when he was here, was saying that Bob Sala, actually, I don't know if I should call him Bob or Colonel or Doctor. I'm not sure what his if I get that wrong, I'll correct myself later. But he said over at Hanford, and anywhere there's any kind of nuclear activity and playing around with uranium and things like that. He said the ships are there, and they're seen, on a regular basis, and they seem to be monitoring very closely any kind of, nuclear activity happening, whatever it is, if it's depleted uranium or whatever is going on over there, they're keeping a very close eye on it.
Yeah, the same thing's true at most of your nuclear installations, particularly at Oak Ridge, where I worked for many years. All kinds of sightings all the time over there. And then, of course, you remember Roswell, and, of course, the 507th Bomber Group there was the only group in the world that we know of at that time that had nuclear weapons there. So I'm thinking that was the same situation as why the craft were showing up there.
Yeah, and that Bentwaters, the same thing happened over there, and I know that he was asking me. He says, "Well, what did the ET say about nuclear weapons? How they feel about it?" And I said, "They say get rid of them. They're not going to work anyway." So they said they aren't going to allow us to be launching nuclear weapons on each other. That affects too many other levels and other beings here that are not involved. So they said they will step in and put an end to that program.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that it hadn't already happened here. I've heard some inklings about maybe there's been a UFO intercept of ICBMs that were accidentally launched back in the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. I know that they were closely following the launches at Vandenberg and Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
And I was at Kennedy Space Center last week down at Cape Canaveral there, and very interesting place for anyone to go if they're interested in space of any kind. A lot of the original astronauts are dead, such as Gordon Cooper, of course. Gordon Cooper testified many times in his late life that about his sightings, including the Foo Fighters that he saw during World War II over Germany.
Yeah, I think Edgar Mitchell also talks about, landings and film that was taken and things landing at Air Force bases and then taking off again. And almost all the astronauts have come clean on that. There's a few that are still holding out, but
the only one that really hasn't said anything is Neil Armstrong. But,
yeah. He gets pretty upset when anybody challenges him too. He kind of comes off the deep end. So we have to ask, why does he get so aggressive and physical when somebody, asks him that question? Why is it he has such a charge around that?
Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, they get mad, too, when people challenge whether or not they went to the moon.
Yeah.
And, we did it 6 times, and there's a lot of good tape left of where they had craft following them to the moon and back. Certainly Gordon Cooper has testified to that. You can go down there, and they play this videotape where they were filming those, and hear the transmissions going on between NASA and the rocket going to the moon or coming back.
Yeah, they have different names for them. Santa Claus and Foo Fighters and MiGs, and they have all these different names for the craft. But people are, all you have to do is start listening. Okay, what kind of read between the lines and see what they're observing, and it's all pretty much, easily understood. Some of we've had NASA people come here to the ranch and validate, that there is a lot of activity here, and they are UFOs and not theirs, and they're not the, black projects. These are triple PhD Boeing engineers and Lockheed engineers that have gone on record. They actually testified on Coast to Coast as well. But it's amazing how you ask them, will you go sign a statement or go on public or anything else, and they go, no way. You have to use an initial. You can't give their real name or anything else. But they seem to be really afraid of NASA or having anything to do with NASA and coming clean about all the UFO activity.
Yeah, I understand. They're held to a code of secrecy whenever they sign up for a government job like that, and there's higher levels of it that probably we don't even know about than So they're maintaining their integrity as well as probably being very, very afraid too.
Yeah, keeping that pension going too. You know, there's probably a serious penalty.
Well, it's your job. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
well, you know, I'd hate to keep going. Unfortunately, we're out of time, so I'll have to, you know, finish this conversation out in the field. But I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, and we'll have to do it again real soon.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to go outside now and look for them.
Okay, great. I'll see you out there.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Well, we're out of time, folks, so this is James Gilliland with As You Wish Talk Radio signing off. Start watching the skies. There is so much activity. Just 2 nights ago, we had 3 huge pink ships come right over the ranch, and I'm sure they're flying over other people's heads as well. So watch the skies, keep an open mind, a loving heart, and pure intent, and stop participating in all this nasty nonsense going on out there. Anyway, have a good night.